Okay, I've got another question about from the other side, and this time it's about Nixon. Oh, so what does Nixon think of the politics here now? So we'll see if we can connect with him or not. Again, I'm feeling a sadness. But let's look and see what we have. What do you think of politics today? Yeah, was it worth it what you did? It's about holding on. What's being worked on? In the world. About looking at what's being worked on in the world. Okay, I'll pull one of these for the center. The plants. What's growing. Okay. What you sow seeds for is the harvest you're going to get. So above it we have, the choices you make in life. Okay. Your life path choices. When it comes to leadership, that you have free will. And the seeds that you plant is the harvest you're going to get. Okay? The seeds you plant is the harvest you're going to get. So what are you holding on to? What are you working for when it comes to the world? Yours and the rest of the world. Okay? Reflection. Reflection, spaciousness, opening up and being receptive. Okay, so open up and be reflective and look at things deeper, and you got to create a space in order to see more, to get more. When it comes to charging forward, knee-jerk reaction, taking quick action mentally. If you go too quickly, there are obstacles. There are obstacles. Obstacles in visioning. Okay, so he's saying, when you're charging forward too quickly, you're going to develop obstacles in what you're seeing, and you need to be more reflective. You need to take more openness, create more openness and being receptive and looking at the things you're holding on to and the things you're working on for the world situation, your own and others, because the seed you plant is the harvest that's going to grow, and you have control of it yourself. Okay, I'm going to pick one more and see what we have here. It's about wanting to move to calmer waters. You have to take into consideration the cosmos, the bigger picture, the whole enchilada, if you will, to go forward into attainment. So he's being very wise here, but there is concern for the world and his part in it. There is that sadness that was overtaking greed and things, but it looks like he has quite matured on the other side and come to a vaster understanding, which can happen if you are open to it. So I'm very surprised at the reading for Nixon, but he is really coming through and say, watch what you're planting, watch what you're doing, and you want to go forward, and you want to have attainment for the whole cosmology, okay? Get to calmer waters, and if you want to do that, you have to watch the seeds that you're planting, what you're doing, what you're working on, what you're holding to in the world situation, in your own. It's the macrocosm and the microcosm, okay? It's that butterfly effect. Everything that you think and emotions and everything you put out there affects the whole cosmology. So watch out. Don't do knee-jerk reactions and go in there because you create obstacles for what you want to see. So you have to create more spaciousness. You need to be receptive and open if you want to get to higher dimensions, higher understanding, higher knowledge. Okay, yeah. If you want to connect to the higher things, you need to have that spaciousness. You need to create that and be reflective and receptive and open. And then that can move you forward, okay? And strengthen you, okay? Strengthen your resolve, strengthen you higher understanding for the universe, and become like water, okay? Being able to be fluid. Don't be restrictive, and look for the promises that come after the rain. Water is life, but it can also be death too if it's not done in the right way. Everything in balance. Everything needs to be in balance and contained. And now this is washing away stuff, and it's creating another opening if you are reflective and spacious and receptive to what is coming, okay? But you have to have that inner calmness and want to get to better things, to have that attainment for the cosmology, for not only here but for eternality. This is what you're here to learn, to strengthen your ties to the whole. I'm just like, wow. In one way, I feel that within him, that dividing line of we are standing in a precipice now. In which way are we going to go? That he found out that, absolutely wanting power and the things that happened then out of ego is not the way to go. But I feel that when he went to the other side and he saw all these things, he had a radical shift of consciousness and understanding, and just let go of all that stuff, okay? And learned some valuable lessons, and that he wants to share that now, that we have, again, we are in control. We are the authors and finishers of our fate, and it is our choices that we make in life. The 0 point balance, we are there. If you are centered in the divine is, you will make better choices. But because we have divine is at the center of being, we are the authors of our fates, and we have to watch what we're planting and the harvest that we will get from that. Okay, so it's saying, if you want to go forward to calmer waters mentally, you have to be prepared. If you want to have attainment, you have to be considerate of the cosmos, of the whole eternality of things, not just your own limited little world. Okay, so he said for the higher things, the higher awareness, strengthen yourself, be fluid like water. But know that we have this time now where the water is washing. It's kind of like, when Noah and they had the flood, they talk about that in the Bible, the flood, the great flood, that everything, well, now it's a cleansing. And there's the promise, though, that the whole world will not be destroyed by floods, but we are having now a lot of people are being impacted by floods. A lot of deaths, a lot of people transitioning. Now, I just read on this yesterday at Hoggaday Day, where it came out that this winter is going to be a lot more floods, snow, a lot of water incidents. And yesterday, after the reading, I got home and a flash thing came. In Libya, they had a big flood. There was over 11,600 people that died in that flood. 11,000 people in that flood. So, this is happening now. And it's saying, again, look at what you're holding on to, what you're working with in your world dynamic. It affects not only your world, but everybody within the world, kind of the butterfly effect. And it says you need to have reflection on what you're doing, have some spaciousness, open up, create that opening, and be reflective. Be open to receiving more guidance and awareness because it's there. But if you are just breakneck speed, charging forward mentally, you will have obstacles in your visioning. Okay? So his saying, don't go by ego drama and just breakneck speed. You need to take time to sit and reflect and be open to higher awareness, and that can aid you in strengthening yourself and the cosmology of the world. Okay? Whoa. So thank you for that. But I do feel an inherent bit of sadness for his time and what he participated in the world. And also what's going on with 45. The seeds of that were also from back then. And those seeds were planted, and now we're having that same kind of harvest coming up. So again, watch what the seeds are that you're planting. Watch what you're putting out there, because that's the harvest you're going to get. Doesn't mean it can't change. The Uber right and all of that stuff can change. That mentality can change, but you have to be open to it and create the space for that to take place. So on that note, I'll leave that here. Thank you, Nixon, for visiting. That is really not what I expected to come forward. 100% not. I am very, very surprised at that. Yeah. And I hear him over there, I'm not a crook, and laughing about it. At the foolishness of that and that life. But he did have a major, major awakening on the other side. I'm not a crook. Oh, the foolishness of men is what it's saying. Yeah, the foolishness of men. Oh my goodness. Not a crook. I just keep seeing that image. Not a crook. Thank God. It kind of grew up on the other side. So, on that note, I'm going to leave this here. Oh my God, I just keep seeing him do that. It's so... kind of making fun of his time here and how foolish he was, and what a life lesson that came when he left the form. Okay. So on that note, I'll leave that here, and we'll see you online. Yes, you can have a radical change when you leave the form if you are open to it. But you have ones like Trump, like I said, just did that reading, and he will be blaming God for everything that happened, blaming everybody else, wailing and gnashing of teeth, and will be in a very dark place, a very difficult thing, until he can let go of that narcissistic anger and vilification of everyone, because he will suffer on the other side with what's coming. All the pain and stuff and things that he's done, and coming to that realization. I do not feel that he will have that sudden turnaround like happened with Nixon. I don't feel it at all. I feel this with Trump. I just feel this blocked off thing of anger and hate, and just it's everybody else did this to me, and he is not going to let go of that. Not going to let go of it. He's going to play the blame game like he does here on the other side. And you want to blame God, you want to blame the universe, you want to blame everybody. It's not going to bode well. I just feel a real pain. Absolute pain. Yeah. Very, very heavy. So I want to get out of that energy, because it's physically very painful feeling that he's in for a world of hurt. In for a world of hurt on the other side. Yeah, you can learn your lessons the hard way or the harder way. He's in for a really harder way. So I'm going to leave that here. Thanks for your questions. See you online.